Hi there again, Booktube, Lola here and welcome back to my channel, Lola's Library. It's the final day of the Booktubeathon and I feel extremely accomplished. I have completed 7 books in 7 days. Yay! So I'm going to start off by talking about those 7 books I read. The first 2 being by Roald Dahl, and they were Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach. I absolutely loved these books. I read this so many times growing up as a child, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and it was the first time actually reading James and the Giant Peach. It was very, very strange, but I do very much enjoy reading some Roald Dahl, and I'll be doing more in the future, just as like little quick reads. I'm apparently 7 books ahead on Goodreads now, so that's amazing. But yes, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and James and the Giant Peach were amazing. I also read Neil Gaiman's Coraline, which was extremely creepy for a kid's book. Like mirror worlds, or like that kind of idea, or like opening a door and being somewhere you're not supposed to be all of a sudden. Like a door opens to the place that it shouldn't be there. That kind of creeps me out, so this book was really creepy to me, and the mother figure, like the other mother, was creepy as hell. So yeah, a book actually creeped me out a little bit for a change, which makes a massive change because that never happens. But I really enjoyed Coraline. It was such a good and freaky little book. I want to watch a movie at some point too, because I've never seen the movie either. So it was a nice little surprise for me, this was, because I hadn't watched the movie yet. Most people say it's really creepy and they don't like it, but it's creepy in a good way. I would highly advise you read it. It's awesome. The first thing I read during the Booktubeathon was Caraval, which I borrowed from the library. I'm not telling you what these challenges mean either, am I? So, yeah, I'll go back to Caraval. This was the, a book I got because of the cover. I didn't know anything about this before I read it, so I saw the cover and it looked amazing. And it is such a wonderful book, so I really, really did enjoy it. So I got this from the library because of the cover. I didn't buy it, but still meets the challenge. I did get it because of the cover, so that was that. Like, Coraline was the book. I think Coraline was the one to read in one day, which I did. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was to read about a character that was nothing like me, which he is, because he's extremely poor. He's a young boy, and he has this massive life-changing adventure. So none of that's ever happened to me on this like extreme scale. So he's a completely different character than me. So there you go. James the Giant Peach was to read completely outside, which I did. So that was awesome. So that's 4 challenges down. I think Loki, Agent of Asgard, Trust Me was to read a book with a person on the cover, which I did. So that was great. I did that, and it was a really cool comic. You should totally read it if you like Loki. I think Batman Lovers and Mad Men was like the 7th book to read, because you have to read 7 books, and that was also really cool, and I had a really good version of the Joker in it. And then I've also completed Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the illustrated edition, which is beautiful. It's just this plain, beautiful red with blue shiny words on the side, like the title and the author and all that. But the illustrations in this are awesome. There is Ronald Weasley. He looks a bit more like Fred and George and his brothers from the movies, but yeah, really amazing illustrations. So I completed this like 5 minutes ago, and this was the hyped book of my list, and I really, really enjoyed reading the illustrated edition. It was a very different kind of experience, and I highly look forward to reading the Chamber of Secrets illustrated edition and all the others when they eventually come out. So that was really, really exciting and amazing for me. So the video challenge for today is to tell you guys how I suppose a big experience about my reading. Can't remember exactly what the title will be, but it'll be the title of this video. And this is the challenge that Ariel Bissett has given out. So a big reading experience for me was how I got into fantasy reading. This is like epic and high fantasy. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I came home from school and I saw my sister reading a book called The Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. And I asked her what she was reading, and she said what it was, and I asked her what it was about because it looked like a amazing like big book, fantasy, dragon on the front, all that kind of stuff. So I asked her what it was about and she told me, and she said, actually I've read all these books before, which she had. This was like a millionth time reading the books like it is for me. I've read them about 1,000,000 times by this point. And she'd actually written loads of information about this series, this Sword of Truth series, in a binder, a massive binder, and told me I could look through it. She like hid the major spoilery pages from me, took them out so that I wouldn't see them. And what I read in that binder was amazing to me. And as soon as she finished this book, I was taking it off and reading it myself. And from then on, these were the only things I was reading until I got to the end of the series, which at the time was Confessor. That was the end of the series at the time. And every time Terry Goodkind has brought a book out, I have had it instantly and I have devoured it. Like I said, I've read these books so many times, and it was my sister who got me into them. My mum loves these books, my oldest brother loves these books. It's just like something we as a family can talk about a lot. Something that we share, that we love as a collective group. So they're like my little bookish group for Terry Goodkind to talk about every now and again. And yes, that is my amazing little fantasy story. Story about fantasy books and how I originally got into them. Thank you to my sister for explaining and letting me delve into this amazing world. And to my mum, I suppose, and my brother for speaking to me about it so much and sharing in the joy of this wonderful series and this wonderful world. I'm going to put like a caption here on the amount of pages I've completed throughout the entire Booktubeathon, because I've read a lot of pages. It's like over 1,300, 1,400 pages in it. I'm really proud of myself. So thank you so much for joining me in the Booktubeathon and watching my videos. I hope you all have enjoyed your reading, no matter whether you've completed 1 challenge, 3 challenge, all 7 of them. As long as you've enjoyed your reading, just like I have, that's all that matters. And enjoy your reading in the future. I am so happy to be part of this collective reading group for this 1 week. And I will see you next time as well. Hopefully I will join, well I will, I've really enjoyed it this week. I will join you next time in the Booktubeathon also. Happy reading guys, see you in the next video, bye!